Hey, hi, hello, you guys. My name is Pearzonalized, and welcome back to Skeleton Crew Props. Today, me and my friend Tyler are going to be, who you may know as Pearzonalized, are going to be doing a collaboration. We wrote up a list of things, and a random number generator chose one of those things. I'm wearing my mask, so you get to see as little of me as possible, but I hate this mask because if you breathe, it all just goes into your mouth. Anywho, so yeah, we wrote up a list and we had a random number generator choose the prompt thing, and it chose the one that we wrote that was named, well, originally it chose one that said mechanical animal, and then we changed it to one of the other ones that said time machine, because we both really like the idea of that. So we are both challenged with making a time machine thing, and we gave each other a money limit of $25, and originally it was to be used at like a Goodwill or thrift shop. Like, you go around, grab whatever you can find, and then like kitbash one out of that. But apparently Goodwill suck now, and they're 99% closed, and so you can't really get anything anymore at a Goodwill. So we just got frustrated and changed it to just go to a store and buy something and turn it into something. I chose an arts and crafts store, Michael's, and I got a couple things here for my $25, and here they are. One, a small bag of plant material, fake plant material, naturally. This is like $3 or $4. And the next piece, which is a big one, and an actual kit, so this is literally kit bashing. A big old aeroplane, apparently from Top Gun. I chose this one because it's got a gigantic number of parts to choose from, 161. He's recording his stuff separately. I'm recording my stuff separately. He lives all the way across the state, so unfortunately we can't be together doing this. But we're gonna like intersperse each other's video clips throughout this video. And yeah, that's how this is gonna go. So until the next clip, bye. Welcome back. In order to hide my balding pate, I'm wearing this hat. Now, as we discussed before, I went to Michael's and I got some supplies, including this here Top Gun aeroplane kit. Now, that was on Thursday. It is now Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I've wasted 5 days. And I only have 4, including today, I have 5 more left. So I should try and get started. So on to command station number 2. So we're gonna open up this here Top Gun kit. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what's in here. Obviously, because you're watching me open it. But the rules are, and we are allowed to use whatever comes in our kits. As of the time of writing, Tyler still hasn't purchased his stuff. And anything you may have at home, and the money did not include supplies you need, like paint or blah blah blah. So, boink. That's not even necessary. The final product's not gonna look like a plane. Probably. Now, already what I'm seeing is that I doubt I'm gonna have enough pieces to make the whole scene with the rooms and stuff. Which means the image I've had in my mind for 5 days is useless. But that's okay, you adjust on the fly. Adjust on the fly and drink key lime pie. So really the useful pieces will be like all these millions and millions of pieces will be good for building the actual machine. Well, one thing is for sure, I would rather die than do this on my standing desk, so I'm gonna have to move over to Command Station 3. I should have just gone to the store and got a primer, because the paint I used as a primer is textured. Yesterday, we found out what happens when we take a bunch of model airplane parts and put them together to make them look like a crazy future time machine. But what happens when we take that future time machine and slap that fat daddy with the perfect amount of paint? But not this color paint. Let's find out.
So originally my idea was that I was going to use a big box, but now all I have is these things to make this. So first off, we're going to take this gun apart, which was not really that difficult. It was just, I didn't even know how I was going to do this at first. I did find out later on, which you will see, that the gun that I do have is way too long for that little coffee press that I have right there. It was really difficult finding some of this stuff that I originally wanted to do. The original idea was that I was going to use a big box and use that Ninja coffee press to make a just a big device, but the middle of that was going to have the Ninja coffee press, and that was going to be similar to like a diode or something. And you'll see the what is that called, candle holder right there. It was going to be holding those. I have two of them, and it was going to hold the coffee filter, or coffee press, but it wasn't going to work. Once I had been taking apart the holder there, I realized there was a screw in the middle, and I thought I was going to be able to screw it together, but I couldn't. So I just decided to take it all out and glue it together and spray all this all at once. And while this dried, I decided I'd go ahead and paint the coffee press, which I couldn't decide if I wanted green, red, or blue, but I just decided blue because it was a nice cool color. So I was like, yeah, let's just go with blue. I also didn't want to use a primer. I wanted that shiny look on the outside of it, just to give it like a canister kind of look to it. But I wasn't sure if that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to look kind of rustic, but I still like the way it turned out. And I figured I would make brackets for the rubber pieces here that's on the coffee press out of these thumbtacks, but I had to trim them down because they were just hitting the glass. But even then, I found out later on, after I had trimmed these down, that they were still way too long and they were still hitting the glass and kind of protruding out. So the only way I could fix that was to use electrical tape. Excuse me, right here, I dropped like 4 on my lap. And then I had this idea I was going to spray them on that cardboard, but it didn't work. So I left them the way they were. Okay, so I was a big dum-dum right here when I started wrapping this. Because I was like, ooh, it's a little uneven. Let me use this box cutter. And don't follow my footsteps because I did cut my finger. Yeah, don't do what I did. I'm not that smart, but hey, you live and you learn. It wasn't that deep, so went and got a Band-Aid and then got right back to work. These aren't really held together. Like, I didn't glue these or anything. I decided that maybe the rubber would just keep it in place, which they are kind of. They do protrude just a little bit because I didn't use enough tape. But in the end, I think it just ended up looking like a BDSM tumbler that you would drink out of. And luckily right here, when I put the tape on, like it was perfect. It was perfectly aligned. It looked right with the flush of the bottom that I had attached on there, which, I mean, it came with it, but I had to put it back on. And then for this piece, I figured I would use it as a back, and I had spray painted the original lid, or not lid, but cap. And then I found out this was too long, so I had to trim it. I think it's gonna cut right here. Me having to go trim it. Oh, nope, it looks like I decided to just glue everything together first. So I figured I would just use that as a back. But right here, I learned hot glue against rubber does not work, like, at all. I ended up having to use super glue, which I didn't film in this because it took me. I did this hot glue trick maybe 6 times before I figured out it just does not work in general. So, I mean, again, you live, you learn. But for hot gluing everything else, it seemed to be fine. My girlfriend came in with JB Weld and was telling me maybe that would work, but I don't really know how JB Weld works, so I was uncomfortable doing that at the moment. But I knew that's the tip that I wanted to use, was that wood piece. Yeah, and this is when I realized it was way too long, so I had to go trim it, come back, and then I decided to add some weathering effects to the ray part of it, which I know this looks like a ray gun. Listen, I know it looks like a ray gun. I get it, right? But this is a time machine ray gun. This is like a Rick and Morty time machine gun. Okay, this is all I could come up with because I literally had no idea where I was gonna go with this, with the parts that I had, and I didn't want to have to spend more than I had to. But in the end, I really like the way this turned out. See, look at that. I like that. I had to use electrical tape to kind of connect it because I knew, like, the hot glue wasn't going to work for this either, especially against the glass. But then I had an idea because I was like, this is kind of ugly. So I added weathering to it, kind of like make it look like a metal bracket. I thought, you know what? I like this. I like the way it looked. It wasn't flush on that top one exactly, but I wasn't too worried about it because I was like, you know what? A little weathering to this, it's going to look okay. I'm not going to mind. That bottom one, though I seen it was really, really not connected evenly, which I noticed that here in a minute. Like, I think right here, I'm like, yeah, I get frustrated. And I like fix it, fold it a little bit, but was able to fix it. Which was a fun project. I think in total, I already had the gun piece, and I had that wood thing for like $2, and I think $3 for the coffee press. But I think it turned out all right. I mean, it's a little wonky, but you kind of get the drift. I like the way it turned out.
Here's the benefit of weathering. Just looking at this here protuberance my dog is eating, look how good the weathered side of it looks versus the untouched side. That looks like a toy. This looks like it's seen some shit. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you Tyler for joining me. If you like what Tyler did, check out his channel, it's completely different from mine. If you like what I did, stay tuned till next video where I have a small surprise. Also, I'm starving now.